Welcome back to Cosmeholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 7, Episode 3, recap, review, thoughts, feelings. And this episode was more boring than last week. They gave us a lot of excitement last week, but this episode was a little bit more boring, so let's get right on into it. So in the first scene, Stevie meets up with Mimi. She asks about his meeting with Erica and obviously Estelita, and she starts accusing him of being messy because Estelita told Mimi that basically he told her that Erica's gonna be the new face of Danger Zone, playing games with her. So Mimi has really no reason to be getting involved in this because her and Stevie are no longer working together in terms of the music business. But because Estelita came to her, she decided that she's gonna take it upon herself to talk to Stevie because that's her baby zaddy, okay? So Stevie is telling Mimi that he basically told Estelita that he needs somebody fresh and new for Danger Zone, and that's what Erica is. And Mimi's calling him messy because he knows that Erica and Estelita had a beef. So basically, Stevie starts giving Mimi the rundown, and he's telling her no matter who he works with, no matter who it is, if he signs them, he gets 30% of everything. This is a whole ass pimp, okay? He said if they fart, he gets 30%. He said 30%, bitch. I said, okay, get your coin, Mr. Stevie, but that's really not fair because he's actually getting money or revenue stream from when she has like Instagram ads to post and stuff like that Fashion Nova shit. He gets 30% of whatever she makes off of anything, and it shouldn't be that way. It should only be music related things, but he gave her a contract and said these bitches can't read or what? Like, who the fuck would sign anything like that? That doesn't make any sense. After he makes the farting comment, Mimi starts laughing and tells him that he's terrible. And when that happened, I was laughing too, but I'm not trying to save Estelita. In my opinion, I feel like Mimi should not be laughing at these comments that Stevie's making and calling him terrible, even though she's actually being serious and calling him terrible. Her laughing makes it seem like it's okay to do. So then, of course, she proceeds to ask about the whole sex thing, and he says that he let Estelita play with his beefcake a little bit. Stevie went as far as to say that Estelita initiated them having sex. Do I put this past Estelita? No. But this is a story we're never going to get the truth from because she's saying that he showed up at 2:30 in the morning at her door when she slept at his house, and he's saying that she initiated it. She wanted to do it. Now, because we know she wants to further her career, I wouldn't be surprised if she tried to put the kitty cat on him real quick, meow meow bitch, and then because he got it the one time, he's like, well, fuck, if she's gonna try to advance her career this way, I'm gonna keep offering her the beefcake, and if she doesn't, you know, comply, then I'm not gonna comply either. It's a two-way street here. I don't know who's telling the truth. I can't tell. I don't put Stevie showing up at her room at 2:30 in the morning past Stevie, and I also don't put her, you know, using what the good Lord gave her to get ahead in life. I don't put that past her because a lot of women do that anyway. Mimi then asks if he is sleeping with Erica, and he of course denies, and she advises against sleeping with Erica because Stevie really does need to stop sleeping with the women that he's working with. It's getting a little ridiculous and a little tired, okay? He did make it clear that he's definitely not sleeping with Erica. I don't think he could sleep with Erica, you know what I mean? Erica, if Stevie's not, no. So in the next scene, Dime is taking a pregnancy test. She's at home with Sean. Sean is her baby dad. Well, yeah, her baby daddy, her fiance, and soon to be husband. And so they end up speaking about her mother, and Dime said she's always had a rocky relationship with her mom because of, ever since she was young, it's just been rocky. And then she was in the strip club and it was rocky, and her mom was very judgmental and stuff. And so she's always struggled with that relationship. But now that she's pregnant, she feels like she is going to need her mom in this time. And so she's just struggling a little bit with that. And while she's struggling with that, Sean is struggling with finding work. So I don't really know what's up with that. Hopefully he can start bringing in some revenue, honey, because the last thing you want when you're having a baby, is for your man to not have revenue. Like, it's not cute. So, just know. Anyway, Sean looks at the pregnancy test and he says, Prego! So, congratulations to them. In the next scene, Spice meets up with Estelita and Erica. Estelita finally admits that she did, in fact, sleep with Stevie. And Erica's like, WTF, I thought you could not recall. Then Estelita starts trying to defend herself or whatever. And she starts talking about the contract and basically saying that no matter what she does, she has to owe Stevie a percentage. Spice starts telling her that that's a foolish contract and that she should never have signed it to begin with. Once again, Estelita starts listing her trials and tribulations. This time she really starts to detail what happened to her in her childhood. It was really graphic, so I'm not going to get into it, but she's been through everything and that under the sun that you could think of that's negative, even when it comes to her father, like just inappropriate, unacceptable, a whole fucking mess. She's crying, they're crying, and now that Stevie's taking advantage of her, she's confused because psychologically when traumatic things happen to you when you're young, especially when it involves men, when you're older, you don't know how to deal with men a lot of the times. And so she is being manipulated by Stevie so much that she feels like Stevie truly believes in her gift and her talent, when that's clearly not the case here. Because if he did and he really truly felt like Selena could make him big bank, he would actually be putting in the work and helping her. And you'll see that when you see how he is with this other artist. I'll get into that later. But with Estelita, she's right here because she's refusing to have sex with him now. So he's not going to help her because he doesn't truly believe in her. If he did, he would be helping her regardless. It wouldn't be about sex for him. And so Estelita's confused and she really thinks that Stevie was there for her when she came to Atlanta. He was the only person, blah, blah, blah. Of course he was the only person. He brought your ass here. The fuck? I feel bad for her at this point. I do. Spice tells her that she needs to confront Stevie, and if Stevie isn't willing to cooperate with, you know, the contract thing, Spice said she will get her a lawyer herself, like she will get her own lawyer. So in the next scene, we get to see Tokyo, and Tokyo, sometimes when she's talking, it sounds like there's food stuck in her throat. I don't know why, but she legit sounds like there's food stuck in her throat. It might be her little NOLA accent. Sometimes it's on super thick, but whatever. Her man comes over and he's sitting at the table. I actually think it's her man's house. I really don't know whose house they're at. An Airbnb, obviously. Her man's over and she starts telling her man about the shop the other day. And she tells her man that she met Carly Red, and he says he knows her in passing. And the way he looked at this moment and the way he answered the question, it was suspicious, okay? And I feel like we're gonna see something unfold with that because it just seems like it's gonna be messy. Usually if Carly Red's name's involved in something, it gets messy. So I'm feeling like Tobias and Carly Red have something going on, or had something going on, or they know each other more than just in passing. He just really looked uncomfortable. Tokyo is a virgin. We learned this in the fucking preview of the show from before the season started, the trailer. And Tobias prayed over her virginity child and he said amen, and I was just like, oh really, this is what we're doing now? This is what the fuck we're doing now? Something to me is not right in this situation with Tobias and Tokyo. I don't know what it is. We saw a little bit that's gonna unfold in the trailer, but I don't know, there's just something not genuine about this situation. So we're gonna get to the bottom of it, I promise. So in the next scene, Ciara is getting a massage from BK Brasco, which is her new man. She starts detailing the salon drama that happened. And so she's telling him how Shooter got 2 babies, one already born that's 2 years old and another one on the way. And so BK Brasco's not really interested in hearing any of this because at the end of the day, he's her new man. He don't want to be hearing about her old man, regardless of if it's her ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband. He doesn't want to hear about it because he's trying to move forward with her. And so he's getting confessional now and has the audacity, the nerve, and the gall to say that she is showing red flags right now. He is the biggest red flag out of the two of them. So I don't know what he's talking about, because he's trying to say that he doesn't really want to be a rebound for her, and so he's confused as to why she's still talking about Shooter and why she cares that he has 2 babies. At the end of the day, if you find out the person you've been with for 8 years hid a whole child from you and has another one on the way, you're going to care. You're going to be upset. It's going to shake you up a little bit, even if you are in the middle of a fucking divorce, because it's just a lot to process, because you are going to feel like, wow, damn, I gave 8 years to this man and he dogged me out. He cheated on me. He had a whole other family and I didn't know. It's just a lot for her to process. She's not taking on that information, well, at least I don't think, because, you know, she cares and she was trying to reconcile with him and now she feels like she can't. I think that it was just a lot for her to deal with. So BK Bresco's in his confessional doing the absolute most, and I don't agree with that. But my thing is with Ciara is she keeps saying the divorce is almost final. She just has to sign the papers. If you're the one that filed, why is the paper not signed yet? I'm confused. Like, what is the holdup here? If all you have to do is sign the papers, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? So I want to know why she hasn't signed the papers yet. If Shooter has signed, especially, like, has Shooter signed? What does she mean it's almost finalized? I don't really trust her when it comes to that. So, in a sense, BK Bresco could be right. He was showing us last week that he's a red flag ass because he was, like, in a comfortable space with them, kind of not finalizing their divorce because he's not really trying to claim her until her divorce is final. Anyway, in light of that, BK decides that they should go on a vacation, a little trippy trip to, I guess, get their minds off the stuff. And so he asked her if she wants to go to Brooklyn or Miami, and obviously she's gonna choose Miami. Who gonna go to Brooklyn for a vacation, honey? Especially if it wasn't summertime. Like, nah, Miami, beach, sun, sand, ass in a bikini. That's what I want to do. So the next scene is very random. Mimi, Ty, and Dime meet up with Carly and Tokyo. I don't even know where they were. I was like, I looked away from the screen for a second, so it looked like some type of event, but I'm not really sure. Carly walked in the damn room looking like motherfucking Lil' Kim. She had on this big old white fur thing, okay, fur coat, I don't know what it was, and then she had on a platinum blonde wig, and I really I didn't recognize her at first. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention, and then I realized it was Carly Red, and I was like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen her in like a wig like that before. So of course, Carly starts spilling Ciara's tea almost immediately, and Tokyo's chiming in, and they're telling the girls what happened at the salon, and I'm like, why are they telling Ciara's business? Like, Carly is just not the friend that I would want to have around me. Nope. I don't want anything to do with motherfucking Carly Red. She's telling them the information about Ciara and Shooter and his baby mama drama, and all the girls are shook. Dime shook, Mimi shook, even Ty is shook, okay? So then Dime asks, like, where's Melissa? Because Melissa and Carly Red are seemingly always together. Carly says, oh, I wouldn't want to bring Melissa along to a Mimi and Ty function because they don't really see eye to eye right now. And so Dime was like, ooh, I didn't really want any tension. Like, I didn't know there was tension. It gets a little awkward here. It gets awkward. Despite the fact that it's obviously awkward, they insist, Mimi and Ty insist, that there is absolutely no drama, no beef. But Ty does make it a point to say that Melissa likes Mimi and Mimi is her girlfriend. So that's what is not about to be a thing. Like I said, that scene was random AF. Let's move it along. So boot camp is officially in session. Erica is at the boot camp that Jazzy Face set up, and she has Estelita with her. She did invite Tommy, but Tommy isn't there yet because Tommy wasn't having the whole boot camp thing. Jazzy Faye was in the background giving thumbs up like his ass shouldn't be on the ground working out with these bitches. I was like, no, Mr. Jazzy Faye, you could barely fit in your vehicle last episode. I'm gonna need you to get on the ground with these bitches and work out with them. Because you were in the back giving thumbs up for what? His presence at the boot camp, it served no purpose. Anyway, Tommy shows up late. She lets us know that she walked in, saw what they were doing, saw that they were breaking out in a sweat, and figured that she didn't need to exercise with them because she looked too cute that day. She wasn't about to be sweating after she looked so cute. And I was like, I feel you, girl. I feel you. So she went back into the change room, made herself a drink from her own personal purse bar, and then came out to see them once they were done. So Jazzy Faye lets them know that there is a vocal coach there, and the vocal coach comes along and the girls are lined up there ready to test out their vocal strength. This was about to be a hot ass mess. I already knew. Tommy surprisingly did the best out of all of the girls. VH1 played Erica's ass again because they played that old ass clip of her singing from Love and Hip Hop New York, and it was just a hot fucking mess. Like, her vocals are so bad, and she was trying to do extra stuff on the mic to disguise the fact that her vocals are bad. She was playing around on the mic, and I was just like, bitch, you already know. You know you can't sing. I don't know why she's trying to do music. Like, be a rapper, bitch. And Tommy lets us know that Selena definitely is not a singer and she cannot sing, which further, you know, confirms that Stevie does not believe in her either, because Stevie can sing. Stevie has an ear for music. He damn well know Selena ain't got the vocals. If Tommy can spot that, then, you know, Stevie definitely is able to spot that. Erica says she is in no way, shape, or form signing to Danger Zone because of what's going on with Selena. And Stevie J's record label has the perfect fucking name, Danger Zone, because that's exactly what you're entering when you enter into business with Stevie J. The Danger Zone. It is dangerous. It is not safe, okay? You need to stay far the fuck away. I ain't gonna tell y'all bitches again. So in this scene, we actually find out that Selena's contract is a 5-year contract with Stevie. 5 years. This is 10, but I'm gonna say 5. 5 years in Stevie J years feels like 10, okay? Because it feels like it's everlasting. And I feel bad for her because that's gonna be very hard for her to get out of. It was so hard for Jocelyn to get out of that contract. So she basically tells him that she owes him a piece of everything, just like he said. And they tell her that she needs to check that ass. I agree 100%. Don't think it's gonna go over well, but she might as well give it a shot. This next scene, we find out that Shooter's son actually passed away. He was shot. He was in an altercation that just kept escalating. This is what they said. This is what Ciara said. And so this scene was the funeral. And there's a scene where they're driving to the funeral and you could just hear and see the look on Shooter's face that he's so hurt and nobody wants to bury their child. Nobody. Nobody. So I totally understand why he would be feeling this way. I don't think it's the right time, but when they were in the car and Ciara's head was down like this is the first time I've ever seen a wig on Love and Hip Hop up close, and we've seen the whole entire lace of Ciara's wig. And I just wanted to point that out because, you know, we had to talk about the wigs. I know it's not the right scene. I know, but it is. I just felt like their cameras were super HD because usually when I'm watching it, I can never see the lace on a wig, but the camera was all up in her shit. I said, y'all need to back the fuck up. Go on Shooter's side and film. Like, what are you doing? The funeral scene was pretty intense. It was at the church and the pastor was speaking, and I feel like it was a really real and raw emotional scene. One of the realest scenes we've seen on Love and Hip Hop in a while. I don't know. Funeral scenes on Love and Hip Hop are always sad, but it is a way to let us know that these are definitely real people dealing with real situations. Even though a lot of the show is scripted and it's a headache, there are still some real things going on in these people's lives because they are human just like the rest of us. The next scene is Dime at her video shoot. Melissa walks in, and I don't know why I hate Melissa's face, but just the way she walked in annoyed me to pieces. I was pissed. When Melissa walked in, she just had this smug look on her face, like, I can't even describe it. I wish I could imitate it. I wish I took a photo. She just walked in like, Like, I don't fucking know. It was so annoying. I was very upset when Melissa walked in, but that's neither here nor there. So Melissa pulls up a seat and Ty, Mimi's girlfriend, is giving Melissa a death motherfucking stare, bitch. The same stare that I was giving the lady at Marshall's. That's the look that Ty was giving to Melissa. So Dime brings up the fact that she wants everybody to be at her wedding, and so she's basically bringing that up because Mimi and Melissa aren't getting along the greatest right now, and so she wants to kumbaya and shit. And so Mimi's like, we are cordial. We're cordial. And so Mel is actually under the impression that Ty is the reason that Mimi had to choose between the two of them. And so she feels like Ty made Mimi choose between Melissa and Ty when she doesn't feel like she had to do that. Dime asks Melissa if she wants a friendship with Mimi still, and Melissa's like, look, anything that works for Mimi and her relationship, that's fine with me. That being said, it's really apparent that she misses Mimi and she still wants that friendship, whatever the fuck it was. Ty is now asking, why would I be uncomfortable with y'all two being friends? When clearly she has an attitude about it, but whatever. So Mimi begins to explain to Ty that she is uncomfortable with Melissa and Mimi being friends, and so she's chosen to distance herself from Melissa. Dime chimes in and tries to elaborate more for Ty. And so the reason Ty's upset is because she's like, and so Ty goes, were they friends or were they fucking? And that's a big motherfucking big statement, okay? That's huge because friends don't fuck, okay? They don't. And Ty is right to be asking this. And so when she said this, I actually happened to pause the episode because I was taking notes. And I ended up pausing on Dime's face, and this is what Dime looked like in this moment. I was fucking dying. Mel goes on to say, or Melissa goes on to say, that her and Mimi were really good friends before Ty came into the picture. Ty actually cuts her off, and she says, I don't fuck my friends. And I was just like, well, me either. So, I mean, I'm Team Ty in this, like, I'm honestly Team Ty because it is one thing to, even if it's your husband, your wife, whoever, if your husband or wife has a friend that they're super close with, they're friends that whole time, and whether it happened once, twice, or 40 times, and they hooked up in any kind of way, kissing, hugging, motherfucking having sex, whatever the case is, if they cross that friendship line, you can no longer be friends with them once I'm in the picture, okay? If me and you met after them and y'all had a thing, but now you're just friends, I am not dealing with that. If you guys had something and then, you know, then it kind of fizzled out and you guys still maintain some type of friendship, I'm not fucking with that because I can't trust you and I can't trust that bitch. What you mean? So that's why I'm Team Ty, because if you guys cross that line, that means that there was sparks there. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be dealing with that when you want to hang out with your friend solo dolo and I have to be worried at home wondering if y'all two fucking hell the fuck no. Ain't going down like that ever.com. After Ty says, I don't fuck my friends, Dime was like, I'm not feeling too well. She gets up and walks. She exits stage left, bitch. She's like, I can't do this. This is too awkward. And she leaves the scene. So Melissa addresses Ty and she says, we're cool, right? And so Ty says, yeah. And then Melissa goes on to say, you know, there's like nothing going on between me and Mimi. And so she says, we're just friends. We were just friends. And then Ty says, well, I don't think you were just a friend to her. So she's saying, like, even though you're saying you guys were just friends, I don't think Mimi considered you just a friend. And that's definitely a big issue. So Mimi's trying to keep calm here and she says, we were cool. And it seems like I feel like Ty might have a little bit of a temper and she's holding it together in front of the cameras, but I feel like her and Mimi definitely argue a lot and bicker a lot. I could never deal with another bitch, and this is exactly why. And so at this point, Ty keeps throwing it out there that Mimi and Melissa were definitely intimate, and neither party are denying nor confirming. So it's obvious that they definitely have crossed that line and they were probably hooking up regularly. And we learned that at the end of the last season, but Ty is just confirming it, reconfirming it for us, and shedding more light onto it. And it's weird because neither one of them want to admit that that's actually what was going on. So because no one's denying the sex, I feel like Ty is justified in her behavior right now. Melissa says to Ty that she had to end her friendship with Mimi because of her. And Ty said, "Is that what she told you?" And Melissa's like, "That's what I know." And so Ty's like, "Well, obviously you don't know her that well then." And I was just like, what the fuck is going on right now? Why is this scene so fucking long and dragged out? It was literally the longest scene of the episode. I was praying for it to be over, but it wasn't ending. And so Ty disagrees with Melissa at this point. Tokyo then interjects. Mind you, Tokyo don't know these people from motherfucking nowhere. Tokyo interjects and she's kind of shedding light on why Ty feels the way she does, which is exactly what I was saying. Is like, you guys crossed that friendship line when you guys smushed. So now we can't be having y'all be friends when you're in a whole ass relationship. It's not happening. So then Melissa says to Ty, "Look, we're cool, we're good, Mimi loves you, and it is what it is, and once she's done with you, then it's fuck you." Okay? This is exactly what she did. She put up her two middle fingers and called it love. Ty's not impressed by this at all. If I was Ty, I would have slapped all them hoes. I was pissed. I would be pissed. At this point, Melissa and Tokyo leave the scene, and then Mimi and Ty are left there to argue just a little bit, and Mimi ends up storming out. Mimi had an attitude with Ty. Ty had an attitude with Mimi, and yeah. Mimi just can't make a relationship work for the life of her. In the next scene, Tokyo goes over to Ciara's house just to check in on her because the funeral just happened and when Ciara's in confessional, I genuinely feel like I'm losing brain cells. It's like she can't formulate a sentence properly, and it's just too much for me to handle watching the show. And I feel like her confessionals are super long because she can't articulate properly. So it's hard for me to watch, okay? Just as hard as it is for her to say something. So Ciara is just confiding in Tokyo, and she's telling her she doesn't feel like she was there for Shooter enough. And she felt like she could have been there for him more, but she was like between a rock and a hard place because they're going through what they're going through. She knows what she knows about his new child or children. And now his son just passed away, and so she's really like, she's trying to figure out where to be for him, like if she should hug him, if she shouldn't hug him. She didn't know. They're going through a divorce right now, so she's lost in the sauce. She lets us know that she doesn't even feel like addressing the baby allegations at this point. I said, bitch, you better address this shit, because I want to see Shooter's face when you address this shit. I need to, this drama is not drama that we're gonna dust under the rug, bitch. Mona better cut the check so you fucking address the situation. I know you don't want to address it. I know it's embarrassing, bitch, but you're gonna have to for the sake of our entertainment. That's just how this shit goes. You shouldn't have signed up for VH1 if you weren't ready to lay it out on the motherfucking table. Anyway, she breaks down in front of Tokyo because she's super stressed out, and Tokyo just consoles her. In the next and final scene, we see that Miss Brittany, if you guys watched Rick Ross and the Dream Show, I think it was called Signed, you would have seen Brittany on that show. Her name is just Brittany, and she used to be a dancer, and now she is moving into the music scene, and so she's a singer rapper, and she's actually a very good writer. She can make a decent song, and so she ended up getting like a temporary signing to MMG, and so now Rick Ross introduced her to Stevie J, and he's trying to get her some management and stuff. And so I'm worried for her because we all know how Stevie is. I'm praying she does not sign a contract. And Rick Ross ain't shit. If he knows how Stevie operates, he ain't shit for putting Brittany onto Stevie. Now, that's not right. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm hoping it's not going to be the same. And I honestly don't think it is, because just the way he was treating her in front of Estelita and Erica showed me that he's a lot more serious about her, because he knows she has her own sound already. She can actually kind of sing, and she can rap, and she can flow, and she can probably make good bank if she got the following for it. But I don't think he's gonna toy with her how he toys with the other people. So Brittany is in her rehearsal. Erica and Estelita show up. And so everything's going okay at first. They're introduced, they greet each other, it's all good and dandy. Brittany doesn't even have an attitude at this point. She's kind of just observing what's going on. And so Stevie didn't really tell Brittany that anybody's going to be popping into her session, and it's super unprofessional of him to do that, but it's Stevie, it's Love and Hip Hop, it's what's going to happen. And so this is exactly what he did to Estelita the other day, where Erica popped up on her session. So Estelita starts pressing Stevie about the whole situation and says they're not going to be moving forward if he doesn't get his act together. Oh my god. I don't know if Estelita is just not learning here what it is, but like, this is not how you handle Stevie. It's just not. And so she's pressing him about representing Danger Zone as his Latin artist. But baby, if you didn't get the message yet, he's not working with you until you give up your nanas again. Like, I don't get what she doesn't understand here. She shouldn't have gave it to him the first time, because now she just opened up fucking Pandora's box. And so she's trying to tell him that he's holding them back by signing multiple people, but Stevie doesn't feel like he's not able to work with more than one artist at one time. Matter of fact, because he's the manager, he feels like he calls the shots. But when you're the boss that pays the cost, I mean, you're gonna make up the rules, and nobody can tell you as a manager how many people you can manage at once. But it is crazy, or it's unfair when your manager puts more work into one person than the other person because of either potential or just what they're feeling like. Estelita doesn't seem like she doesn't want to put the work in, but I think Stevie lacks respect for the women that use their body, for the women that will engage him in those ways to further their careers. And I think that might be what happened with Estelita. I feel like she used her body to get what she wanted, but it didn't work out that way because now Stevie has a hold on her. Whereas I don't think Brittany crossed that path with him. And hopefully she won't, because if she does, that's just a whole other can of worms. But Brittany is adamant on, you know, staying true to herself. So we're going to continue. So he asked Brittany if she got to where she's at overnight. And she said, nope. I put in a lot of hard work to get here, and I didn't sleep with a whole bunch of people to get me to the top. Estelita was garbage, and Estelita's super in her feelings because I don't think Brittany knows Estelita's business. I think what happened is Brittany just stating that because she feels like stating it, and Estelita's feelings got a little hurt and triggered because she knows that she slept with Stevie to further and advance her career. And so she says, I'm sorry, what did you say? And so Brittany repeats herself. And so Erica starts whispering to Estelita that the only reason Brittany's probably saying that is because she feels guilty, because that's exactly what she did do, sleep with people to advance her career. So at this point, Estelita is showing all her cards because now she's looking all kinds of guilty because whatever Brittany said to trigger her, now she's trying to defend herself, and she's looking mighty stupid because she's trying to say, excuse me, I didn't fuck anybody to get where I'm at, and all kinds of foolishness. Well, bitch, you're a damn motherfucking lie because you had sex with Stevie to try to get what you want, and bitch, it's not working out. So you're not gonna stand up here and lie because you just said in like 4 scenes ago to Spice and motherfucking Erica that you did have sex with Stevie. I'm confused. So Brittany says, I'm just being clear. Like, I only said that to be clear. Like, I didn't fuck people to you know, thing. And if she did fuck people, maybe she would be further ahead in her little rap career. But she ain't fucking nobody. So Erica gets real bright and starts telling Brittany that she needs to be clear about her shoe size. And she's like, and so Brittany's like, oh, I'm a size 10 and it can fit in your mouth. And I was like, mi mama. I was like, yes, Brittany, get her together because I can't stand that shit. You guys must in her rehearsal. She's just stating the motherfucking facts and y'all two are mad. Like, you're mad? You're mad that you fucked Rich and it didn't work out, and she's mad that she fucked Stevie and it didn't work out. That's what you guys are mad at. I was like, why is she coming for homegirl's toes? Brittany look cute. Oh my gosh. Not to mention Erica was in confessional talking about she doesn't even eat McDonald's, but she will get Ronald McDonald all the way together. Referring to Brittany because Brittany had an orange wig on. Ronald McDonald's hair is red. Okay? Red, not orange. Get your facts right, bitch. So Erica just starts going in on Brittany's toes, gripping the floor in her outfit and all kinds, saying that her outfit's from Fashion Nova. Brittany said this is not no Fashion Nova, but I'm like, why Erica coming for Fashion Nova? I know I seen that bitch in some Fashion Nova jeans busting out an ad for Fashion Nova. Why are you, what? So, do you not really wear Fashion Nova clothes, but you're posting the ads for Fashion Nova acting like you're wearing their fucking clothes? What's the tea? Because if that's the case, that's false advertising, bitch. We need to know what the real tea is here. Do you fuck with Fashion Nova or you don't? But you're out here posting ads for Fashion Nova. So, they continue to argue, and now Erica's talking about how Brittany, you look like you have a yeast infection on your face. And I'm like, why is this going so left? Like, I'm so confused right now. You guys came into her session. And so Brittany's not really having that. I think Brittany's trying to be as professional as possible at this point. I honestly think Brittany would whoop their ass. I know Erica's a little crazy, but I feel like Brittany's coming at the strip club. She can fight. Stereotype 101. By the end of this conversation or screaming match, the two girls are getting kicked out of Brittany's session and Stevie's pushing them out the door and shutting the door behind them. He does not respect them bitches, okay? And so that's basically where the episode ended. It wasn't that great of an episode. I'm not gonna act like it was. And so, yeah. That's basically it. Y'all already know what to do. Leave your comments and shit in the comment section so I know if you liked it or not. And yeah. I love you all, and I will definitely see you in the next one.